the number of Kiwis getting a divorce has fallen to its lowest level in more than 40 years. New figures from Stats NZ show just 6,372 couples were granted a divorce last year. That's down a few thousand from the previous year. Stats NZ says the decrease may be related to less societal pressure to marry in the first place. Well, for more on what's going on here, divorce coach Bridgette Jackson joins me now. Thanks so much for coming on, Bridgette. Why do you think we're seeing fewer people getting a divorce?
Well, the simple answer is less people are getting married.
Okay, so that's the secret to not getting divorced, but it's not quite that simple, because it is fewer divorces, but also the divorce rate is lower too. So 6.2 divorces for every 1,000 existing marriages. Are couples just happier, do you think?
Certainly not in 2021. The de facto separations certainly are masking the true situation, and also COVID. So during the period in the last couple of years, people have decided, well, actually, it's not a great time to separate. Obviously, family reasons, financial reasons. Also, they've lost their business, they've lost their job. There's also the fact that the court was pretty much closed unless there were urgent applications. So certainly COVID has got a lot to answer for. And, the other issue is financially, people are deciding to actually stay in relationships that they're unhappy with because they cannot afford to have two households these days.
Okay. Why do you think fewer people are actually getting married in the first place?
They don't want the commitment. They don't want the legal commitment of that. But obviously, in a de facto scenario, the Relationship Property Act does apply after 3 years. But people just don't want to do it anymore. Unfortunately, there is a real trend for people separating. I see it in my business every single day. My business is booming because more than 50% of the population are now getting divorced and separated. And
you think we're going to see a bit of a lag, but then more divorces over the next couple of years?
Absolutely. I think, the next couple of years are certainly going to play out in terms of separations increasing. More people, obviously, in de facto relationships, less getting married, but certainly the rate is going to be increasing. Another factor that needs to be considered too is, New Zealanders coming to New Zealand who are already married and their cultural backgrounds. Obviously divorce and separation is absolutely frowned upon them if they separate or divorce. So that could be certainly adding to the less divorces as well in New Zealand.
Okay, well, just quickly, you're a divorce coach. What is the secret to a good divorce?
Well, many things. So it's separating with dignity. So starting how you want to finish, and that's been amicable through the process, and actually having no regrets in terms of how you act during the process for the sake of yourselves and the sake of the children. And also it's having a really good divorce coach who can actually hold your hand through the process, helping you manage your emotions, because that's the biggest thing, is managing your emotions through the process, which in turn will impact, obviously, your behaviours and your decisions that you make through the process.
Okay, Bridgette, thanks very much for that tonight.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.